Rocky is now 55 years old. He owns a big company with 2 branches. But just 2 months ago, he married a beautiful and intelligent girl who works in his company. She is only 20 years old. Many young employees are his good friends. It is 7 p.m. and after office hours, he is sitting with his friends, talking. His friends are sharing romantic stories about their girlfriends. They are all young and full of energy. Listening to them, Rocky starts thinking about his wife. So he decides to leave the office and go home. The sky is cloudy and the weather feels very nice and romantic. He walks quickly toward his house. Instead of using the front door, he goes to a high wall, climbs over it, and jumps into the yard. Feeling excited and young, he happily walks to his room. When he reaches the bedroom, he smiles at his wife and hugs her. They are both very happy after their marriage. After dinner, he spends romantic time with his wife. Rocky enjoys his time with her and then lies down to sleep. After getting married, he feels peaceful and satisfied. In the morning, when his wife goes to the kitchen to prepare breakfast, Rocky opens a drawer, takes out his diary, and starts writing. Today he feels like writing about his past. He begins to record the story of his life. When Rocky was young, he thought,
I will first arrange my 4 sisters' weddings. Then I will marry without any worries.
Later, he decided,
I will first build my company and focus on work for a few years. Then I will think about marriage.
Now 55-year-old Rocky is sitting on the beach, watching happy couples and children. He had been so busy all these years that he didn't even realize how time passed. He speaks softly to himself. Rocky, sadly,
I wish I had married on time. Today, I would have had a family and children. Success did not give me the happiness that maybe a small home and a loving wife could have given me.
he looks up at the sky, takes a deep sigh, and continues watching the waves in the sea. A few months ago, a lively and cheerful girl named Priya joined Rocky's company. Rocky liked her a lot, and seeing her made him feel young and full of energy. But Priya was only 20 years old, and Rocky was afraid she would never agree to marry him. At first, Rocky tried to win her heart by giving her a promotion. A few days later, when everyone had finished work and left the office, Priya was still busy completing her tasks. Rocky gathered courage, called her to his desk, and finally proposed to her. Smiling gently, Rocky said,
Priya, your laughter, your words, they brighten up my life. Will you marry me?
There was a hopeful sparkle in Rocky's eyes, while Priya looked surprised and thoughtful. Priya, who was very intelligent, suddenly got an idea. She looked at her boss, Rocky, and said,
I will marry you, but on 2 conditions.
The first condition was that he should transfer all the older employees from this branch to the other one and keep only young employees here. He should also befriend them and chat with them daily before going home. The second condition was that whenever he returned home from the office at night, he must not use the door, but always climb over the wall. Boss Rocky agreed to both conditions, and within a few days, he and Priya got married. 2 months after their wedding, Rocky received a call from an old college friend inviting him to his son's wedding. He wanted to go, but he knew Priya wouldn't allow it. So, he made an excuse about office work and left. There, he met many of his old friends. One friend said,
Friends, I worked my whole life and now I feel tired. I don't have the strength anymore, so I decided to retire.
Another friend said,
Yes, I'm also getting old. I don't have the same energy now. I gave my business to my son and just rest at home. My knees hurt often.
After the wedding, Rocky went back home. Like always, he tried to climb the wall, but this time he couldn't. He felt very weak. For the first time, he realized that he had really grown old. Since he couldn't climb the wall, he knocked on the door instead. When Priya opened the door, she smiled and said,
You met your old friends today, right? That's why you feel old and couldn't climb the wall. This is why I told you to make young friends so you would feel young too.
Then she laughed and said,
Before working at this company, I taught kids for a year. They were so playful and full of energy that I also became like them.
Rocky's love for free food. Rocky was a naughty and food-loving person. He was so crazy about trying new foods that every few days he would sneak into a wedding hall, enjoy a delicious free meal, and quietly leave. One day, as usual, he went to a wedding to eat. He was just choosing tasty food for his plate, when suddenly the bride's and groom's families gathered around him. The bride's family asked the groom's family in surprise,
Is he your guest? I thought maybe he came with someone.
Hearing this, the groom's family also got confused and started looking at Rocky carefully. Rocky, who always enjoyed free food without any worries, suddenly found himself in trouble. But his clever mind quickly came up with a plan. He confidently cleared his throat and said in a professional tone,
I am a food authority officer. I came here to check the food quality to make sure the guests don't face any health issues.
Hearing this, both families panicked. They were afraid that if he found any problems with the food, it would create a big issue on the wedding day. So one man quickly pulled out a chair for Rocky and said respectfully,
Sir, please have a seat. Make yourself comfortable.
Another person ran to get him a cold drink.
Sir, please have this chilled and refreshing cold drink. I'm sure you'll like it.
While someone else took him to a quiet corner and secretly handed him 20,000 rupees, saying,
Sir, please don't find any faults in the food.
Rocky was happily enjoying this bribe when another man came running and said,
Sir, we have packed some special food items for you so you can enjoy them at home too.
Rocky smiled in his heart at his cleverness and walked out of the wedding hall with confidence, holding 20,000 rupees in his hand and a big food package. In the end, Rocky thought,
Ahaha, what an amazing profession I have chosen.
Press the subscribe button to watch more videos.